Okay, guys, so this is the second part of 9.5, a little bit more complicated question. So in this one, we're going to take our balanced chemical reaction. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see it. So we're dealing with sodium carbonate and aluminum nitrate. And when we put those together, we're going to produce aluminum carbonate and sodium nitrate. So balanced chemical equation, the difference is here, they're going to give us the volume and the concentration of each reactant. So the key to this question is first we have to determine, because what they're asking us for is what is the mass of this product. So before we can find the mass, we have to figure out which of these two reactants information and essentially mole ratio are we going to use with that aluminum carbonate on the other side. So before we can do that, we got to determine which one is limiting. So you can tell hopefully that having C and V, the other part of that equation, C equals N over V, we can find the number of moles of each one. And then once we find the number of moles, we can use the mole ratio to determine which one is limiting and which one is in excess. And then we know that we pick the one, we always use the one that's limiting because that's the one that stops the reaction because it gets used up first. And then another mole ratio with our product in order to find our mass. So let's take a look at see what that looks like. So we take, remember, always convert volumes. Whenever we're using this calculation, C equals N over V, you got to convert that volume to liters, which I've done here. 1.5 times 0.8 is 1.2 moles of sodium carbonate. 0.85 times 1 is 0.85 moles. So that's the number of moles I have. Okay, I have that much sodium carbonate. I have this much aluminum nitrate. Now, ratio, right, of these two. Doesn't matter which one you do. So you could say this one, you could do 1.2 times your conversion factor to see how many you need here. Okay, so what we have, this is, remember, this first step, this is what we have, 1 and 2. I have this much, I have this much. Step 3, it doesn't matter which one you use. You can start with, and I just used what the book did. So they're saying if I have this much aluminum nitrate, how much sodium carbonate do I need? That's what I'm finding in step 3. Okay, how much do I need? And then I'm going to do a comparison. If this is what I need, do I have that much? If the answer is no, then this one's limiting. And if the answer is yes, then it's excess and the other one is limiting. So it doesn't matter which one you start with. In that particular one, we do the conversion factor. So I did what the book did. They took 0.85 moles of aluminum nitrate times our conversion factor of 3 over 2. Remember, we put 3 moles of sodium carbonate as the numerator, and then we want moles of aluminum nitrate as the denominator so that those two units can cancel. 0.85 times 3 divided by 2 is 1.3. All right, so this is the number of moles of sodium carbonate that I need. If I'm going to use, if I have 8.85 moles of aluminum nitrate, I need 1.3 moles of sodium carbonate. Well, do you have that much? Answer, no, I only have 1.2. So if I only have 1.2, that means I need 1.3 to use all this up, which means I can't use all this, which means what we have here is that sodium carbonate is the limiting reagent. Okay? So this is the number now I'm going to use. I don't need the 0.85 anymore because that's excess. So I'm going to use this sodium carbonate, 1.2 moles. Well, the next thing I'm going to do then is just like from previous units in the course. Now that I have the number of moles of this reactant, I want to find the mass of this product. I'm going to do the mole ratio of these two, which is 3 to 1, which means 1.2 divided by 3 is 0.4. And now I take 0.4 times the molar mass of aluminum carbonate, 233.99, 94 grams. Okay, so limiting reagent question, exactly the same type of limiting reagent question we saw earlier in the year. The only difference is how did we find the number of moles of each one? Instead of using N equals M over M, using the mass and the molar mass of each one, these are in solution, so we use the volume and the concentration. That's the only difference. Otherwise, we're finding the number of moles of each, using the ratio to find out how much of one of them did I need, make a comparison to what you have, determining the limiting reagent, and then choose that one mole ratio with what's the product being required to find its mass. Okay, hopefully that one helps, and that is our last video lesson for the year. So I'll put a couple announcements on, but that's our last time you got to watch one of these videos. If you do have questions, again, send them in and we'll answer them up. Okay. Good luck, guys.